In this video I'm going to be showing you how one little prompt on Chat GPT ended up me making a crypto trading bot that seems to be working pretty well. So I've actually not got the history of what I typed in to Chat GPT to get this crypto bot working, but I'm going to try and recreate it now in this video. So the crypto bot runs in Laravel 10, and yeah, let's just jump straight into it and ask Chat GPT to try and give us some hints. There is a library that I have used before in some of my other videos called CCXT, which is a pretty cool library. You can use it in multiple different languages. So if you could just scroll down here, you can see on the usage, you can use JavaScript, Python, or PHP. And I have got some other videos where I've used Python to create the bots in the past. But I know a lot of people who watch this channel are mainly into Laravel and PHP. So I want to try and create a crypto bot that uses just PHP and Laravel. So let's ask ChatGPT. So the basis behind this bot that I'm creating, if you've not heard of RSI before, it's basically an indicator on trading charts which shows when the whatever crypto it is overbought or oversold. So I think under 30 is considered like very undersold, but I just want to start with 40. So that's going to be the first thing that we're looking at. It's going to look through different cryptos, and then any that are under 40, it's going to get to that first stage. So let's just see. So I want to create a market buy order, and then immediately after that create a limit sell order. And if that doesn't make any sense, it will do eventually once we get into it. So a market. So I want to create the sell order for 1% increase in price. So let's just see what that comes up with to start with. So to do this, I'm using Binance to do this bot, but the CCXT library you can use lots of different exchanges. So just while that's writing out all of what it's doing, there's actually a list of, that was it there. There's actually a list of all the different exchanges that you can use. So I've done bots in the past using Coinbase, but I didn't use this library. But you can basically write the same code and then plug in different exchanges and use that same code on different exchanges. So if you create a bot that works well, you can, and then that exchange increases its fees, or you see a different exchange that has really low fees, you can switch out the exchange and use the same code, which is really nice. So yeah, we're using Binance, but in the past I've used Bybit as well, which I think is supported on here, yeah. And yeah, Bybit. And I did start making one using FTX, which worked really well just before it went bust, and I had about 4 months. You might have seen a YouTube short that I made just after that, and I was just about to create a video on how I created that. It was in Python, and it was making about $5 a day from only having about $500 invested. So like the snowball effect of that increase every day would have been so cool, like if it hadn't gone bust. Right, so let's get back into this. So basically it's slightly different to what it came up with the first time I asked it this, but you just add your credentials in this top part, and then we're going to do something slightly different here. Instead of giving it one cryptocurrency, we're going to loop through a list of different cryptos, just because at one point in time there might be one crypto that's dropped really low that we want to buy. Instead of just checking Bitcoin or Ethereum, we want to check like quite a few different ones. This is going to change as well, but you can kind of see that it gives you a good idea of how to work it out. This one actually is doing, it's getting the RSI using a trader RSI, which is like a PHP built-in. Let's have a look. It's a built-in PHP library, but I think it means that you have to play about with your PHP configuration. That I didn't really want to do that. So let's try and regenerate it. So it's quite cool how it gives you different ways of doing it every time. I think it did give me this trader RSI library to start with, but then I asked it separately to calculate that in PHP. So let's do So this is what I love about Chat GPT. It's not perfect. It gives you ideas of how to do something, and then you can just tweak it and make it better. And this is how it actually gave me the calculation. So I'll just switch to my code now, and then this calculate RSI function. So yeah, this is exactly the same as what it's telling me to do here. So instead of using that library that would mean changing the PHP configuration, I could just do it in the code instead, which I'm guessing is what the library does in the background. So I'll just show you through my script so far of basically that's what I've been doing, just getting an overall idea from Chat GPT, and then if I need to do separate parts of it, asking Chat GPT to tell me how to do specific parts of the indicators, because I'm not that familiar with trading, to be honest. I just like to play around making bots and stuff. I've never actually traded properly, but I like doing bots because it takes the emotion out of it. You can set some rules and then you're not going to make stupid decisions based on your emotions. You just literally let the bot run. And so, to be honest, I'll try and explain how the bot works. So basically it loops through cryptos, and then for each cryptocurrency it has this queued job. So I'm running this in a Redis queue, which I'll show you in a second. And then you pass it the symbol, so it would be like BTC BUSD or BTC ETH BUSD for Ethereum, and so on. And then it gets to this, and I put this part in just in case my script starts building up a lot of jobs in the background and it can't process them fast enough. So 1 in 20 times it will just skip it and not do any of this calculation to try and catch back up if it gets behind. So then I've just got my API credentials in the .env file there, and then to access them this way, you just put them in config services, and then I've just made this Binance array. So to access, you just do services.binance.key or .secret, and then that links to your env file, and that's like the correct way to do it instead of just putting the env straight in there. I think it's to do with caching and caching the config and things like that. It can break things if you put the env straight in there, but that's not really related to this. But so then once it's got the credentials, it gets the hourly candles. So it gets a list of the hourly prices for whatever crypto that we're checking at that time. And then what this part does is it just takes the close prices, because inside each one of these hourly candles, it's got the start price, the close price, the volume, and a few different things. And index 4 is the close price. So basically this just gives us an array of just a list of close prices by hour. And then we want the newest price, the latest price first, which is not how it gives us it by default. So all I'm doing here is just reversing the array so that the newest price is first. And then we pass that data to that calculate RSI, which we just asked Chat GPT to generate for us. And this part I had to play about with, because Chat GPT didn't really give us it how we needed it, because this RSI it only needs 14 prices, and we were passing it I think 500. So this slices it so that I think to calculate you have 15 values, but it uses 14. So this takes the first, because we're doing the newest first, it gets the first 15 values, gets rid of the rest, and then reverses it again so that the newest is at the end instead of at the start, which is how the RSI needs to be calculated. And then from this onwards is just what Chat GPT gave me to calculate the RSI, and it just returns the value. So then if we go back to where it calls that, it's just saying if it's below 40, which is considered oversold, which means it's probably not going to go much lower. It can do, obviously, but it's probably a good time to buy. But we don't want to just rely on the RSI, because if the crypto is just going down and down and down, if it's just quite a low market cap crypto, we want to catch it when it starts to go back up instead of going on the way down. We want to wait until the point where people start buying it again. So we do an extra check called basically saying, is the price rising? So I'll just show you this. So we pass it the symbol and just that exchange object so that we can use some of these functions that's built into the CCXT library. And this time I'm getting the minute by minute candles instead of the hourly candles. So every minute I'm going to get a price. So it's a list of 500 prices. And then we're going to reverse it again so that we get the first values are going to be the newest prices. So what I'm doing here is saying, if you remember, index 4 is the close price. So I'm saying, is the latest price greater than the price a minute ago? And then after that, is the price a minute ago greater than the price 2 minutes ago? So basically, in the last 2 minutes, has the price continuously gone up? I think I actually made... Oops. In the live version, I've actually added some extra checks here, which should pop in a second. Basically, I added some extra checks. So if you change this 4 to 5, that's the volume as well. So I can't actually show you because I've got some conflicts, I think. So I just added an extra one. So I copied this and then said and is, so I changed that to 5. And basically this part here is saying, is the volume of trades going up as well? So in this function I'm checking, is the price rising and are more people buying? Are more people doing transactions, which kind of says like people are getting back excited about buying again. So this goes through here and it just returns true or false. So if it returns true, I'm basically saying the price is rising again and I want to start buying. And if it's false, it just where are we? Yeah, so if it's false, we're just gonna carry on and skip this one. So then if the price is rising is true, we go to the next step after that. And then we want to check the balance of our... I'm doing everything in BUSD, which is like Binance's stable coin of US dollar. So it's saying how much BUSD have we got free, and then gets the price of Bitcoin. Oh, well, this is the price of whatever crypto we're buying, but this is just the default one that it gave me before I added the loop in. So whatever crypto we're checking, get the last price, and then to calculate the amount of crypto for that symbol that we want to buy, I want to buy $15 of whatever it is. So this is how you'd calculate the amount. So if it is Bitcoin, the amount of Bitcoin we want to buy is $15 divided by the Bitcoin price, and that'll give us the price, how much of it to buy. And then here I just say as long as I've got 16, because I'm not sure if the fees add some extra charges onto it, so I want to make sure I've got at least $16 available before I start this next part. And then this is where we do the market order that I was on about earlier. So if you're not familiar with trading, there's 2 ways of let me just go on to Binance, it might make it easier to explain. So if I just go on to let's just go on to any of these. So here you can see there's 2 different options. Limit, we can do a limit order where we provide it a price and an amount of Dogecoin to buy, or there's market, which is basically just you don't set the price, you just say how much in BUSD you want to buy, and it'll just immediately buy it. Whereas limit, it won't carry out this trade until it reaches the price that you've told it to buy at. So what we want to do is we want to do the immediate order, which is market order, when we're buying, because we want it at that price that we've detected is a good price. And then straight after that, we're going to do a limit sell order on the other side, which is going to say whatever we bought it at times it by 1.0005, I think it was, for 0.5%, or 1.0001 or whatever it is for 1%. And then the same amount of Dogecoin that we just bought in this part, we'd just put the same in here. So I don't know if I've done a good job of explaining that, but this might show it better here. So basically all you need to know is this one creates like an immediate order. So it's a market order, which is it's going to fill straight away at the price that we've just detected. And then if that succeeds, we're going to calculate the new price that we want to sell at, which is, I've got this here set at 0.8%, which covers the fees and then a bit more. But I didn't want it to set it too high so that that we would never sell in time. Like, I want it to sell as soon as it can, so that we can kind of keep churning it all day. And then we create a limit order, which is not an immediate order. It's going to only sell when it gets to this price, this new price that we've calculated, and it's going to sell the same amount as what we've bought. So the BTC amount is the same as what we bought in this one. So we're always buying and selling the same amount, just selling it at a slightly higher price. And then that's basically it. The way that I've got the big problem, why I don't usually use PHP for these bots and why I use Python, is because there's not a nice way of just having a continuous while loop without it timing out. I think there is a way where you can use a daemon to do it. But the way I've got around this here is just having so I've got a scheduled command every minute, which is called check price. And then if we have a look at that one, every minute it's going to do this. So I actually don't need the delay part on the end anymore. Like, we can get rid of that. It's just from something I was testing out before. So it's just going to queue up these jobs. So it's every minute it's running this, and every minute it's going to queue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different checks on all these different cryptos. And remember, we had we've got this, just so 1 in 20 times when it checks, it's just going to skip it and carry on, just to stop it clogging up, if you know what I mean. Like, if it starts bogging down and taking a long time to do one of the checks, I don't want the queue to just get like 100,000 checks or something. I just want it to be like one check in the queue, hopefully. And this is basically how far I've got so far. So I've had it running a few hours today, and literally just before I started making this video, so it's 9:45 at night here in the UK. And if I go to my trades, so let's go to trade history. So yeah, it's done a few, like these are all today. I think probably from about this XRP trade is when it first, no, that one was a sell, so I think it's like somewhere around here where it started, this XRP one. So it has been buying and selling. I've been playing around with the values a little bit, with how much profit I make on the trades, and like the values of what I'm buying. So this is buying like $10 now because I changed it. There's quite a few different variables that I want to keep trying to change, but I'll probably do an update video in a few weeks and just leave it now, just to see if it actually makes any money or not. But yeah, just wanted to make a new video on what I've been working on, and I'm not sure if this is what people are interested in, or if they would prefer just the normal Laravel tutorials that I used to do in the past. But there's quite a lot of people doing that now, so I think this is a bit more interesting for people who are interested in crypto and Chat GPT. And there is the next part of what I want to try on this is, if we just go back into I want to try and add some more indicators to the script. If you look on here, you can add MACD and RSI. So we've got the RSI. So this is the RSI. So basically, what we set it to as before is 40. So anything below 40. So all these points where it dips below 40. These are slightly different values to what I've got. I've got 14 in mind. So this is 12 for the blue line. but you'd see like when it dips below like here it would buy. So that's right where there's a big dip. So it would wait till it starts going back up. When we set that thing so that when people start buying and the trades get more increased, it would start buying. So it should catch at the bottom of dips like this and then buy, and then I'm not sure. I'm not very used to this view on the Binance, but yeah, like 1%. Like you'd definitely sell like before it gets back to the top of this point here. So that'd be one successful trade. But yeah, the MACD is another indicator. If you've not heard of the MACD, it's I think it's called moving average convergence divergence, which is basically just an indicator of if it's bullish or bearish momentum. So every time it's like going green like this and the lines cross, it's going into a bullish momentum, and when it's red and getting darker, it's a bearish. And then if you can see there where it's not as dark, that means it's less bullish and it's becoming less bearish and becoming bullish. So I kind of want to add that extra check with the MACD. So if you just look, we can go oops, not finance, I mean Binance. It probably will give us a good idea of how to do it. But like, this is so cool. Like before Chat GPT, you would spend hours like looking at papers how to do the actual formulas to calculate stuff like this, instead of having to just copy and paste it from Chat GPT. And like I said, it's not always perfect, but it gives you enough of an idea to get started with it. So let's have a look at that. So this gives you the line and the histogram. I think there's an extra. Let's just ask. I love how it carries on the conversation as well. So you can ask it one thing, and then you can tweak it and make it do extra stuff. So like this will probably use what we've just done. So you can get the histogram from that, what it did previously, and then it'll literally tell you if it's bullish or bearish or neutral. So I'll probably start trying to integrate this into the scripts next, and then maybe do another video if people want to see how it progresses. But yeah, if you've made it this far, I really appreciate you watching and listening. I'm not sure if people find this interesting or not, but I love just playing around. The dream is obviously just to print money, but it's never that easy. It's just a hobby, really. But yeah, if you're interested, don't forget to subscribe, and I'd really appreciate if you give the video a like. I'm going to try and start posting a few more videos if I can, when I get time. But yeah, let's see if it's done any more trades. I don't think it will have done, but oh, I think it has done a trade since. Oh no. No, it's not done another trade since we started the video, so but yeah, I might just do shorts or just do another video in a few weeks and just let you know if it's made a profit or not. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.